Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to take a deeper look at Curses, Foiled Again. It's the expansion to 5-Minute Dungeon, and you may recall I unboxed it a while back. So today we'll look at the rules and I'll give you my thoughts on this expansion. So let's see what we have. This expansion introduces a few new mechanics to the game. It also includes a new character called the Shaman, or on the other side, the Druid. The Druid can cleanse, which has you move the curse to the bottom of the dungeon deck. The curses are one of the new mechanics added to the game. I'll show you those in a minute. Other things it comes with that are new, it includes these artifacts. And the way artifacts work is once your players are selected, any players that are not included in the game send an artifact to play. So if you're not using the wizard or the sorceress, for example, you would have their artifact, and you can use it one time during the battle to defeat a mini-boss or cancel an effect. When it's done, you flip it over. Same with the paladin and Valkyrie, or the shaman and druid, the ninja and thief, the huntress and ranger, and the barbarian / gladiator. They each have an artifact. So if you're playing a 2-player game, the 4 characters that are not included send an artifact. A 3-player game, you would send 3 players. So that helps you fight the bosses a little better because the game does get harder when we add the new mechanics. The Druid includes their own deck, and they also introduce a new ability on their cards, Infinity. So, sorry about the dogs barking. If you play this card, it would knock out all of the arrows, not just one. Where some cards might have double, this one would knock out all of them. And they have that for all of the abilities here. And then they've also got a few of their other types of cards. So it's a nice, powerful character to use. And if you're playing with curses, you may have to use it. It also includes 2 new challenge cards. One is Tinkle's Destroyer of Souls. So yeah, if you're playing with the Druid and you have an Infinity Jumper here, it would wipe out that mini-boss. And you also have Crowdfunding, which reactivates an artifact. All players discard their hand. So if you have one of the artifacts in play and you've already used it, you can draw that card to flip it back over, which helps. It also comes with 2 new cards for each original player character. So when you play this, you just add these to the standard decks. I'll show you that when I show you how to set it up. And finally, it includes these new boss cards. They're sorted by the bosses from the normal games. Here's the level 1 boss, here's the level 2 boss. Has all 5 of them. You add these cards to the boss, and you draw them just like any other normal card. So they've got, some of them are curses. And the way curses work, and this is that new mechanic I warned you about, when curses come into play, they're there permanently unless they're destroyed. So this one here, you cannot play action cards. That's there until something can do away with it. This one here, the timer cannot be paused. We have a mini-boss. Here's an event, all players discard your hand. So there's several curses for these boss cards. Some of them are curses, some of them are mini-bosses, some are events. It just depends on which level you're playing. So now let's show you how to set up the expansion. You are required to have the original game. So you pick your characters just like you would in a normal game. You add the new cards to the decks for the regular players. We'll just grab a couple because we're not going to actually play the game because there's only one of me. But let's say you do that. Add them in. Okay, so for the sake of this example, we'll say we're playing with the sorceress, the ninja, and the shaman. So we would take the artifacts that belong to those and toss them out of the game, and then put the other artifacts in the game. So we'd have the Paladin, Barbarian, and Huntress. So those cards are in play. We can use them at any time. And then to set up our boss, we would use the standard rules of the other game. I'll just start with the baby Barbarian. The only difference is on the original game, you count that many cards, the number on the card. In this case, it's 20. So in this game, we subtract 5 from there. So we take the regular dungeon cards, we add these, the 2 new ones, we sort out all the doors with the challenges on them, put those aside for just a minute, shuffle up the regular cards. Instead of drawing the 20, as I was saying, we take 5 off of that, and we put 15, and then we put 5 of these. So we got the 15 regular cards. We add the 5 baby Barbarian cards, or whichever boss you choose to play with. We count out let's shuffle them. We count out the boss cards, and the original rules, it's 2 boss cards per player, so we count out 6 of those. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Put everything else aside. Shuffle it up. I like to just kind of shuffle until you start with a normal one. And then you play the game as normal. If you would like to see a more in-depth video of how to play the game, check right up there and you'll see my video on how to play. But I'll do just a couple of sample hands for fun. You start with 3 cards in a 3-player game. How do we do that here? Well, here's the player's cards. And if you remember, 5-minute dungeon, you flip the boss, whoops, you start a timer. I'm not starting a timer because I'm not showing you a game, but you start a timer and then you start the game. Everybody needs to throw down the symbols there. So here we've got, well, we've got a scroll. We don't have that second arrow, so you got to figure out a way to get that second arrow. You can look at their abilities. Here we go, the ninja discard 3 cards to defeat an obstacle. So ninja could discard 3 cards, defeat that obstacle. Those cards are out, you flip the next one. So we'd have one of those, and a shield to defeat that one. And you play like that, keep drawing up to 3 cards, keep playing things. Anytime they want, they can play one of these artifacts. You play the artifact, you flip it over. When you get to a curse, let's just find a curse. That's a curse. When you get to a curse, the curse gets played. This one says the timer cannot be paused. It would stay in play and no card could cause the timer to stop until that curse is removed. The shaman has not the shaman, the druid has an ability, move a curse to the bottom of the dungeon deck. So the druid could discard 3 cards. Let's just say he did. This can move to the bottom of the deck. But then you still have to deal with it when you get to the boss, but it might make it easier to get to the boss. So that's it. The game is really cool. This makes the game a lot more difficult, but it's still a lot of fun. And if you were getting tired of playing the original one, definitely pick up this expansion. You can find it 25 bucks on Amazon, and it's totally worth it. The original game can go up to 5 players. Since this comes with a new character, you can play up to 6 characters, which is cool. And it really is a lot of fun. With my little kids, we play without a timer, and it's still challenging, even without a timer. With a timer, it's totally challenging and totally fun. But that'll do my review of this expansion. If you've played it, if you played the original, leave me a comment. Let me know how you like the expansion. And if you'd like to support my channel, you can subscribe, you can like this video. You can also visit tabletopjason.com to see links to this and all the games I review here. And you can check out 52dragons.com to take a look at the game I designed, 52 Dragons, where you can also sign up for Patreon to receive new and exclusive cards each and every month. So I will be back with another video soon. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.